Nigeria's news updates today, June 4, 2025. Tinubu Presidency replies Afenifere claims it has significant achievements amid Nigeria's decades-old problems. DSS seeks court order to stop part Utomi's alleged shadow government rallies. Niger State suspends traditional sallah celebrations to honor flood victims. Fubara visits Tinubu in Lagos. Rivers, I was once your boss, whether you like it or not. Amaechi to Wike. NCC warns DJs against performing others' music publicly without license. Summary of the news. Tinubu Presidency replies Afenifere claims it has significant achievements amid Nigeria's decades-old problems. The Bola Tinubu Presidency has rejected criticism from Afenifere, a pan-Yoruba socio-political group which accused the administration of failing Nigerians after 2 years in office. The Presidency, through Special Advisor Sunday Dare, labeled Afenifere's statement as biased and politically motivated, echoing opposition views. Dare defended Tinubu's economic reforms under the Renewed Hope agenda, citing over $10 billion saved from fuel subsidy removal in 2023, foreign reserves rising to $38.1 billion and a trade surplus of 18.86 trillion naira. Efforts to address long-standing issues like FX market unification and public sector inefficiency. He acknowledged delays in implementing the Orunsari report but said fiscal discipline efforts are ongoing. He also dismissed allegations of prebendalism, palliative mismanagement, and threat to democratic institutions as unsubstantiated. The response comes amid mixed public opinion. Supporters cite reforms and infrastructure gains, while critics point to inflation, naira instability, and worsening living standards. DSS seeks court order to stop part Utomi's alleged shadow government rallies. The Department of State Services (DSS) has filed a fresh application at the Federal High Court in Abuja to stop Professor Pat Utomi from organizing rallies or making public statements related to his proposed shadow government. The DSS argued that Utomi's planned return to Nigeria on June 6 could trigger protests and civil unrest similar to the EndSARS movement. They claim his activities threaten national security and the Nigerian constitution by promoting a parallel government structure. The agency is requesting an interlocutory injunction to prevent Utomi's actions pending the court's final ruling on June 25. DSS insists it is acting within legal bounds and seeks judicial clarification on whether such alternative governance efforts are constitutional. Niger State suspends traditional sallah celebrations to honor flood victims. Governor Umar Bago of Niger State has suspended all traditional sallah celebrations, including the Hawan Bariki, Durbar, and public gatherings following a deadly flood in Mokwa that displaced many and caused loss of lives. According to a statement by the Secretary to the state government, the suspension is a mark of respect for the victims and a time for mourning, prayers, and reflection. Governor Bago extended condolences, encouraged charitable acts during Eid, and emphasized solidarity. He reaffirmed his government's commitment to relief and a long-term flood prevention, urging citizens to celebrate Eid with compassion and humility. Fubara visits Tinubu in Lagos. Siminalayi Fubara, the suspended governor of Rivers State, visited President Bola Tinubu in Lagos amid ongoing efforts to restore peace in the state. This visit follows Fubara's recent remarks about prioritizing peace and reconciling with his predecessor Wike, whom he referred to as his boss. The political crisis in Rivers State began shortly after Fubara took office, escalating into power struggle and impeachment attempts. In response, President Tinubu declared a state of emergency on March 18, suspending Fubara, his deputy Ngozi Odu, and the State Assembly for 6 months, while appointing retired Naval Chief Ibok Ete Ibas as sole administrator. Rivers, I was once your boss, whether you like it or not. Amaechi to Wike. Former Rivers State Governor Chibuike Amaechi has responded to claims by FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, who recently denied ever being politically subordinate to Amaechi. Wike had downplayed Amaechi's influence, stating he failed to deliver Rivers State for the APC in 2015 and 2019 elections, despite being the party's presidential campaign DG. Wike, through his aide Larry Olayinka, also dismissed journalist Ruben about his description of him as rude and his statement that Amaechi was Wike's political boss. Olayinka argued that Wike helped Amaechi politically, especially in 2007 when Amaechi was in exile. In response, during an Arise News interview, Amaechi maintained he was once Wike's boss, saying he hired Wike and could have chosen not to. He declined to discuss their personal relationship further. NCC warns DJs against performing others' music publicly without license. The Nigerian Copyright Commission (NCC) has issued a warning to disc jockeys (DJs) against publicly playing copyrighted music without obtaining proper licenses or authorization from the rights owners. Dr. John Acheivements, NCC's Director General, stated that this practice violates the Copyright Act 2022, specifically Sections 9, 12, and 44, subsection 7. Offenders may face fines of at least 1 million naira, imprisonment of at least 5 years, or both. DJs are advised to obtain licenses and pay royalties through the approved Collective Management Organization (CMO), which is the Musical Copyright Society Nigeria (MCSN). The DJ Association of Nigeria (DJAN) has already signed an agreement with MCSN to help facilitate this process. NCC warned that it will actively investigate, arrest, and prosecute DJs who fail to comply with the law. The Commission will also collaborate with relevant authorities to enforce copyright compliance. Follow for more. June 4, 2025.